Hello dear, welcome back to my channel. I am Grace Uninye Obodo. Thank you so much for dropping by. If you're new to my channel, you're most welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Now, in today's video, we're going to be having a very special guest in the house. Oh yes, this guest is a multiple award-winning scholar. He has won three fully funded scholarships. Yes, three fully funded scholarships. And I'll be bringing him here to share insights about scholarships, especially the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. So just stay tuned and let us enjoy what he has for us. Now, there is something I would like to tell you. You need to know about the scholar. This scholar is my yes, he is my husband, and I'm so glad to have him here on this channel today. So you stay tuned. So babe, I'm super proud of all you've achieved so far, honestly. And I'm so grateful you've agreed to grace my channel today with your presence. So without further ado, let us begin. So please, we would love to meet you. Can you please introduce yourself to us?
Okay, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Obodo Jude Chukwebuka, and before I go forward, I'm the husband to this beautiful lady.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, she's my wife.
Yeah.
I am a current Erasmus Mundus scholar at the University of Oviedo here in Spain, studying Masters of Public Health in Disaster, and I'm currently doing my first semester here in Spain. And I am also a recipient of the Allen and Nestor Scholarship Award at the University of East Anglia. And also, I am an awardee of the Green Future Scholarship at the University of Exeter for MSc Environment and Human Health.
Yeah.
That's the basic thing you need to know about me for now. As we go on this section, you will know a whole lot about me and what I have to say and what I have to share. It is my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction. Okay, I'm very sure that this scholarship process was really a tedious one and a long one. I know it wasn't so easy, so we would really love to hear your scholarship journey. Please, can you share with us your scholarship journey?
Okay, thank you. I graduated in the year 2015 from the Department of Parasitology and Entomology, and I graduated with a first-class degree. In 2016, I went for my National Youth Service Corps at Oyo State in Ibadan. Towards the end of my youth service, I picked interest in international scholarships. And then in 2016, I made one of my first applications for international scholarship, which is the Chevening Scholarship, the Commonwealth Scholarship, and the PTDF Overseas Scholarship. So it was my first application. So at the end of that year, I was rejected. My application was rejected, not me.
Yeah.
My application was rejected. So from 2016 to last year, 2021, I've been making series of applications, but I've been getting so many rejection mails and all that. That's about 5 years of application. I've been getting rejection mails. So I discovered that it's not just about having a first-class degree and all that.
Of course.
And there is some other things that are required. So last year I decided to pay attention to what are the needs of these scholarship bodies. What do they really want from me? Since my grade is not just what they need some other things. So last year I went for a lot of sessions. I learned a lot of skills and then gained a lot of experience, and then know how to put my experience and skills in a very content format for me to hit the goals of the university or the scholarship body. So I started making my applications from April 2021. I started with that Airport Scholarship. I started making so many applications, started also writing cold emails to professors in United States, professors in Canada, to seek for their approval to be my supervisor. Because when you're applying to schools in US and Canada, you actually need a supervisor before you can even make your graduate school application. So I started writing cold emails to them. So many of them, they replied and told me that they don't have a vacancy for any student supervision for now till 2024. So, so that's part of the negative responses I was getting. So, but I continued. I kept on submitting code emails, submitting applications. I applied for about 2 Erasmus programs. Applied for the Commonwealth, about 7 Commonwealth applications. Applied for the Chevening Scholarship. Applied for the DAD Scholarship. Applied for the OKP Scholarship. Applied for the Swedish Institute Scholarship. Applied for so many graduate assistant positions in the UK, in the US, and in Canada. So at the end, I made about 32 applications in general.
Wow.
So at the end of the application cycle, that ended April this year, I got 35% scholarship award from the University of New Haven. I got 40% scholarship award from the University of Notre Dame in US. And then I got fully funded scholarship from the Allen and Nesta Ferguson Scholarship at the University of East Anglia in UK.
Okay.
Secondly, my second scholarship came in around June this year, which is the Green Futures Scholarship at the University of Exeter for MSc in Environment and Human Health, which I declined. I will explain all that later.
Okay.
So I was also awarded the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree, Public Health and Disaster,
Oh yeah.
which I finally accepted.
Yes.
I will explain all that later.
Okay.
So it has been a tedious journey. It has been a glorious one. It has been a mind-opening journey for me. 5 years of constant application. So I know it was not easy, but it was doable.
Yeah.
So
doable.
one of the reasons why I decided to grace her channel today to talk about this is to encourage someone out there and who is making applications for this international scholarship. I know it's very tedious, it's very competitive and fierce. Less than 2% of all the applicants of any scholarship is accepted. Less than 2%. It means that the remaining 98% of the applicants will be rejected. So I understand that. So my purpose to come here is to demystify some of these things and also explain that it is not easy, but it is doable, and then give some of my personal experience and the tips that I've gotten from my experience to you all. So that's the brief nature of my scholarship journey. Thank you very much for listening. Please stay tuned. Okay.
Wow, that's all I can say. Indeed, it was stressful. At least I was around during part of the process.
Of course.
So I know what's up. I
At
know
least
what's up.
From 2021, she was there.
Yes, yes. So I know what's up. I know how the application process.
I even
went
submitted
through.
an application after our wedding.
I can imagine that.
I see.
You chose the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship over the rest.
Yes.
Can you please tell us about the scholarship?
Okay, thank you. The Erasmus Mundus Scholarship is a fully funded scholarship, as you all know. The scholarship has so many benefits, and I'll try to summarize them and share as much as I can remember. The Erasmus Mundus Scholarship gives students the opportunity for them to study in more than one European university. The minimum of universities you can study in is 2 European universities. Some programs you can study in 3 universities, 4 universities within Europe. And then the Erasmus program is structured in such a way that the program will be able to solve most of the societal needs of the present day. So the programs are not regular master's programs that you may have in other universities or in other scholarships or in other countries. The programs are tailored to solve the needs of the society. For example, my program is Public Health in Disaster. This program is a program of the Erasmus Mundus Master's Program. It is created to solve the public health needs in disaster situations. We have normal master's degree programs such as disaster management. We have normal public health. Now, but public health and disaster management are done differently. Now, the Erasmus Mundus program came together and then joined these two programs so that we'll be able to study the public health implications in disaster scenario, so that we will solve the increasing needs of individuals or vulnerable people during disaster conditions. So you see that the program are structured in a peculiar way to solve the needs. And if you studied microbiology, for example, you may not see masters in microbiology in Erasmus. You may see some other thing that is a bit very close to what you have studied during your bachelor's degree. Yeah. So I love the Erasmus program because of this. Secondly, the Erasmus program also has this internship attached to the program. It is a 2 year program. It has internship attached to it. This internship gives you the opportunity for you to have field experience, because sometimes you may do theoretical work throughout your program, and after doing your theoretical work, you may not really have field experience. You get? So, but the internship gives you opportunity for you to work in the field and gain experience that will help you at before or at the end of your graduation from the program. So that's one of the benefits of doing the Erasmus program. Another thing about the Erasmus program is that there is no discrimination when it comes to nationality. Anybody from any nation can apply for the Erasmus Mundus program. That's one of the beautiful things about it. Secondly, the next thing is that the Erasmus Mundus program does not care about your class or degree. If you have a first class, you can apply. If you have a 2-1, you can apply. If you have a 2-2, you can apply. Even with a third class, you can still apply for the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. Wow. You just need to show them that you have relevant work experiences and you have the appropriate motivation for you to do the program and do it very well, which I will explain in a later video. Okay. Another beautiful thing about the Erasmus program is that it has no age limit. There is no age limit for the Erasmus Mundus program. So if you are 40, you can apply. If you are 30, you can apply. Just make sure you're an adult. Just make sure you're an adult so that you can take decisions on your own. Yeah. So as an adult, you can apply. Even if you are married with 2 children, 3 children, and you decide to further your studies, the Erasmus Mundus program is available for you. So it's a beautiful program, and I really love the Erasmus program. I love it so much. And my experience for the past 2 months here in Spain has been awesome. And the lecturers that come to teach us in our program, they come from different parts of Europe, to teach us, because these are professionals in the field of public health and disaster. They are working in different areas of humanitarian services, and they leave the field and they come and join us and share their experiences with us. So the Erasmus Mundus program is highly recommended for any scholar who wants to have an international experience and international recognition. So another thing about the Erasmus program is that at the end of your program, there is no clause that you must return back to your home country. You can get a post-study visa in any part of Europe. That's one beautiful thing about the Erasmus program too. They actually need your services. And another thing about the Erasmus program is that you do not need to contact a supervisor during application. You do not need to contact a supervisor. So you can easily make your application directly on the consortium website, and then they will consider you based on the information you submitted, especially eligibility and motivation to apply. Also, the Erasmus program does not require you to have work experience. If you're in your final year in school, you can actually apply for the Erasmus program. If you are doing your youth service, you can apply for the Erasmus program. If you have experience, fine. If you don't have experience, fine. You just need to learn how to tailor the skills that you have very well in your motivation letter and in your CV during application. I'll talk about the documents for application later, but for now, these are some of the benefits of the Erasmus Mundus program, and I encourage you to make your decision to apply. Okay. Another thing about the Erasmus program is that the scholarship is fully funded. They will take care of your tuition fee. They also take care of your travel allowance from your home country to your country of your first country of mobility. They also pay you monthly stipend for your upkeep. So it is a fully funded scholarship, and it is a very wonderful journey. Like we always say, Erasmus is the beginning of the rest of your life. So it's an interesting program and an interesting scholarship body. And then I really encourage you all to make your application. Get ready, get your mind set to make your application. And then I will talk about some other things as we go on in this
Can you
section.
tell us the documents required and the application process for the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship?
Okay, thank you. The documents required for the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship is not really general. However, there are some general documents that are required for all the applications, even though there are individual differences for different programs.
Okay.
So using my program as a template and the programs I applied during my application time, you need your CV, your curriculum vitae. You need your CV. Your CV should be the Europass Cv, where you itemize your work experience, your education background, and so many other aspects of the CV. So I will drop a link in the description box to the link to create the Europass CV. The Europass CV is widely accepted in Europe, even in America. So I recommend you use the Europass CV format to generate and create your CV. It is very important. Okay. And another document you need is the Almighty Motivation Letter, the personal statement or the statement of purpose. So these documents are basically the same thing. You need it, statement of purpose. This document is very important. I will do a separate video on how to write a good motivation letter or a good personal statement. It is not just for the Erasmus program, but you can use it for every other program. Another document that you need is the proof of residence. You need to go to the court and swear an affidavit that shows that you reside in a particular place. So in Nigeria, you can get the affidavits for about 1,500 naira. You'll get an affidavit that shows that you reside in this particular place, because the Erasmus program, they will definitely need your proof of residence. And another document you need is the recommendation letter. So it is required that you get at least 2 recommendation letters. Most programs require 2 recommendation letters. You can get 1 academic recommendation letter and 1 professional recommendation letter from where you are working. The professional recommendation letter comes from your employer. The academic recommendation letter comes from one of the lecturers who have taught you during your bachelor's. Okay, so and then you just tell your lecturer, you can call them, give them the name of the scholarship you're applying, tell them it's Erasmus, tell them the name of the program, and give them some other basic details, and then they will draft a good recommendation letter for you and send to you. Sign it, put it on a letter-headed paper, sign it and stamp it and send to you. You will need it for the application. Also know that some programs require IELTS, the English Language Proficiency. Programs like mine, Public Health and Disaster, exempt Nigerians from writing the IELTS. So my program, once you submit a document showing that your studies, the medium of instruction was English language, then you are exempted. So Nigerians are exempted because they believe that English language is the basic medium of instruction in Nigeria. So once I submitted the document, they exempted me from the English language proficiency. So you can go to your school, go to the registrar of your school and request for this document. It is called the medium English as a medium of instruction. English as a medium of instruction. That's the name of the document. So you can go to your school and request for it. And then at the Azikiwe University, you can get it from the office of the registrar. Okay, and then the next documents that you may need depending on your program. Some program may ask you to do a motivational video. Yeah, I know certain programs Some of my friends did motivational video during our application time. So this motivational video is most times a 1 minute or 2 minutes video. You hold the video and then talk about your motivation to apply. Almost everything you wrote in your motivation letter, you're going to see it in this video and upload. Most times you upload it on YouTube and send the link during your application. So these are the basic documents. Another document you need, of course, it's your certificate, your original certificate. You need it to make your application. You also need your transcript also to make application. You can apply and get your the student copy of your transcript in your email if you are a student of Nnamdi Azikiwe University or an alumni. I mean, you can actually get your student transcripts sent directly to your email. You can use it for your application. Then if you're in your final year, you can get an academic record from your year 1 to your year 3 if it's a 4 years course, or from year 1 to year 4 if it's a 5-year course. Get the academic record of your studies from your university, and then you can use it to make application and tell them that you are still in your final year in school, so that upon graduation you will now submit your official transcript. Make sure that you submit this official transcript on or before the acceptance of that admission the following year. Okay, then for your certificate, if you do not have a certificate as at the time of making this application, please make sure you submit a document that shows that you are currently studying. For example, you can also duplicate this your academic record. It will stand in as your certificate for students who are in their final year. Okay, but if you're a graduate, please by all means get your certificate. If you have not gotten your certificate from your university, you can also use your statement of results to make application. But make sure that before, if you are selected the following year, make sure that you get your certificate ready. Okay, make sure you get your certificate ready. So these are the basic documents that you need to make application. Now the application process is quite very it's not very simple. Let me not say it's simple. It is quite different from one program to the other. Once you have made up your mind to make application, you should go to the Erasmus Mundus catalog. I will put the link to the Erasmus Mundus catalog on the description box below. Once you go to the link, you will see the list of all the eligible programs for this year's Erasmus Mundus program. Look for the program that is suitable for you. Like I told you earlier, you may not see a program, for example, Masters in Microbiology. You will not see there. You may not see Masters in Just Biology or Masters in Education. You will see programs that are a bit related to what you did. For example, if you did microbiology, you will see Masters in Evolutionary Biology. It is related to your program. Okay, if you did public health as an undergraduate, you can see Masters in European Public Health. You can also see, like my program, Masters in Public Health and Disaster. Okay, so if you did something in computer science, you may see something like Masters in Robotics. Okay, and if you did something in engineering and you have computer skill, you will see Masters in robotics and something very similar. So all I'm saying is that you may not exactly see what you did in your undergraduate program. You may not see it exactly. So once you open each of them, look at their eligibility criteria. Some of them require that you have more than one language, that you are proficient not just in English language, maybe in one other European language. I know 1 or 2 programs that require this, so make sure you are eligible. Some of them will tell you that they need people from so and so background. They will list the backgrounds in which you need their student to be coming from. Make sure you are within that background so that you'll be eligible. Because once you are not eligible, your program will be thrown out without even reading it. So they do eligibility check before they start looking at individual applications. Okay, so if your program mandates you that people from your country need IELTS, please by all means get the IELTS. Okay, by all means get it. But if your program says that people from your country, like in my program, the Public Health and Disaster, you are exempted if you're a Nigerian from submitting IELTS. Okay, so once you look at the program and you see it, then you now look at the documents required for our submission. You go and get your proof of residence certificate, get your certificate ready, get your transcript ready, and then you draft your motivation letter. Like I said earlier, that I'm going to do a separate video on how to write a very good motivation letter. Then you now go and contact your supervisors, your supervisors in university, so that they will write a recommendation letter for you. If you are working in a reputable organization, you can request your supervisor at work to write a good recommendation letter for you with the company letterhead and stamp. If you are not, if you are self-employed, you can get 2 academic reference from your university. Okay, so make sure that in the reference letter it is well stated the program you're applying, okay, and some of the skills that you have, both academic skills, both extracurricular skills, including your interpersonal relationships. These are some of the contents you will need to be in your recommendation letter. And then the lecturer should emphatically say that he or she is recommending you to the Erasmus Mundus Consortium for this particular program. So after that, you submit, and make sure you submit very early, please. Submit very early. Currently, we are in October when we are shooting this video. I don't know when the video will be out, but most of the programs have started in September. Some of them, most of them last for 3 months, some of them last for 2 months, some of them even last for as long as 4 months. So go to the program and know the length of time in which the program will be open, know their deadline, and make sure you submit on time. Okay, then after submission, some of them will require interview. Interviews will start coming up maybe around January for some program. My program, the interview was the end of March, so we had an interview. So I'll also do a very short video on how to tackle the Erasmus Mundus interview, because I personally did the interview. It was very tough. I was sweating. Yeah, I was really sweating, and I had a lot of expectations, and I did what I could do, and I prepared very well within 2-3 days, 2-3 days interval. So my notification came within 2-3 days to prepare for the interview. So I'm going to give you tips on how I was able to surmount the interview pressure and do a very good interview presentation. So once you are called for interview, you know that you have passed the first hurdle. It also means that you have been selected as the top 10% of the application. Okay, so it's remaining for you to be the top 3 to 2% of that application. Okay, so after the interview, then the next step follows. If you are selected, congratulations and all that. So the next process will follow up, and then we'll discuss later for those who are selected at the end of the day. Okay, so that's basically how to make this application. And I also leave my social media handles, and I also leave my LinkedIn, especially LinkedIn, my professional social media handle, as well as Twitter, so that if for any reason you don't have any confusion during this application process, you can actually hit me up either in the comment section, because I will always be there in her channel to respond to your questions too.
Yeah.
Or you chat me up on my LinkedIn or Twitter account.
This has been very educating for sure. Okay, in summary, final. In summary, how can one make a very good application for the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship?
Okay, if you want to make a very good application, if you want to have a very good application package for the Erasmus Mundus program, I will give you a general tip as well as a more specified tip using my program as a template. Generally, for you to apply to any scholarship at all, you should be able to understand what that scholarship body is all about, what they want to achieve. You need to understand that. Every scholarship, every organization have their goals, they have their objective, they have what they want to achieve at the end of the day. The Erasmus Mundus program, like every other organization, have what they want to achieve. Your consortium, which is your program, okay, maybe I didn't explain it earlier. The consortium is an aggregate of universities that come together to create a particular program.
Okay.
Like I told you, the Erasmus Mundus program is not done in one university, it is done in at least 2 universities. So when 2 or 3 or 4 universities come together to form one program, that group of congregation or aggregate of universities is called a consortium. Okay, So that consortium have the target students. They have the students who they are looking for, and they usually write it in their website. They usually write it in their program details. So you have to look at it and be sure to align yourself with the program objective. Okay, so one of the criteria of making a very good application is for you to align yourself with the program objective, both in your work experience, both in your motivation letter, both in your recommendation letter. It must be aligned to fulfill the need of that organization. Let me give an example outside Erasmus. For example, the Chevening Scholarship. The Chevening Scholarship tells you that Chevening is looking for people who are future leaders, people who are influential. Can you show us how you are influential? So it's not just about saying I am influential or I am a leader. You give them scenarios that shows that you are a leader. You give them scenarios where you influence people. If you write outside their criteria, these people they are looking for, these their target students, you're not going to get the funding. It's as simple as that. You need to show them beyond reasonable doubt that you align with their objectives and their goals. So okay, now when you come to the Erasmus program, before you make application, they will definitely tell you what they want to see in the motivation letter. Please, you should read it. It's usually at the top of the application page where you will see upload or paste your application, your motivation letter. They will write the list of things they need. These are the things you need to answer. You don't need to go outside it. Some programs will tell you that they need to know whether you have some financial needs too. You need to mention it. They will tell you they need people who tell us about your career plan. You need to mention it. Whatever your program says in the motivation letter section of the application is exactly what you are going to write about. Okay? It is not an issue of one size fits all pattern. No. You must tailor your motivation letter to the program requirement. Okay, so these some of the things I think you should put together when making your Erasmus Mundus Scholarship application. Okay, and some another thing there is that I will encourage you to make as many applications as possible. At least in the Erasmus Mundus program, you can make more than one application. Okay, as many programs as you are eligible, please apply. The more you apply, the more you have a higher chance of being selected. Like I said at the beginning, I made about 32 applications, not just for Erasmus, but for so many other programs. So I encourage you to make application, make a conscious effort to make application. It is very tedious, I know, it is very taxing, but I think something that is good is worth doing well, okay? So I think if you are really interested in this scholarly journey, you should make as many applications as possible. Don't just make one or two applications and just relax, okay? Some of the scholars you have seen all over the world, if you look at their history, you will discover that they made as many applications as possible. And the beauty of it is that each application you make, you learn from it. Your experience, they say, is the best teacher. As you're making application, you are learning, you are improving in your writing, you're improving in your technical skill, you're improving in the way you are submitting the application. Even your CV gets better as you're making the application. The applications I made in 2021 and the ones I made in early 2022, they are not the same. So they keep on improving and they keep on getting better because I was constantly making applications. Okay, so that's the summary. Please, very soon I'll still try as much as possible to honor her invitation to make a video about how to write a very, very good motivation letter. And then when I do that, I hope I'll be able to, make out time from my schedule, because in this my program, a lot of it demands a lot of things from us. So I will see how I can make out time to be available to honor her invitation in the next session. Okay.
So much dear for for this video. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation to be here. I know you didn't just come because I'm your lovely wife, of course. I know you came because of the need to impact into people's life, the need for people to get to know this truth and this information. Thank you so much. I'm grateful.
It's my pleasure.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for watching today's video. I believe you found today's section very useful, very helpful, and informative. So please do well to like, subscribe, and share this video with your loved ones, because I'm sure that there's someone out there who would find this video very helpful. If you have questions or comments with regards to this section we just had, feel free to drop your comments in the comment section, and he will be there to respond to your comments and questions, whatever it is. Also, I'll be dropping his social media handles in the description box, his LinkedIn and his Twitter handles, so you can also follow and chat with him there also. I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, take care of yourself.